everyone. In this last video, we're going to take just a few minutes to review the final steps of rewriting and publishing so that you can prepare and submit your final draft of whatever essay you're currently working on. Our objectives in this video are for you to be able to explain how to move from an essay with revision and editing comments that you've received from a peer or from your teacher, or even comments that you've made yourself, to having a completed final draft that's ready to submit for a grade. And by reviewing those steps, our goal is for you to, by the end of this lesson, be ready to submit your final drafts to me for scoring. So let's talk a little bit about rewriting. You've all received peer feedback on your essay, so now it's time for you to look over that feedback and rewrite your essay. I want you to look at each comment, each suggestion, each change that your partner has made very carefully. And I want you to decide if each comment is a correction or a suggestion. So what is the difference? Well, corrections are required. Things like adding a comma and a fanboys to connect what would otherwise be pieces of a run-on sentence. Or you've used the wrong word and we need to fix it. Those are corrections. Those are required. If your classmates have made note of things like that, you should probably follow their advice. But some of the things that your classmates have written are probably suggestions that might be optional. At the end of the day, this is your essay. We're representing you to a university. And some things that they might say, this doesn't make sense, you should remove it. You may say, no, this is very important, I need to include it. Or they may have told you, I really think you need to write more about this section. But you're like, I don't have anything else to add. Those are suggestions, and making those changes are optional. So I want you to feel like you are in charge of your essay. And as you're reading these peer feedback comments, I want you to definitely make all of the necessary corrections. Fix your punctuation, fix your spelling, fix your grammar, add anything that is missing that is required content. But when they've given you suggestions, I want you to read them very carefully and decide, does this suggestion really fit what I am trying to do in this essay? Sometimes suggestions are really, really great and we're like, wow, I wish I had thought of that. And sometimes you read a suggestion and your reaction is, no thanks. That's okay. You choose which ones to follow and which ones to say, thanks, but no thanks. So once you have reread, we're just about ready to go ahead and publish this essay. We're about ready to submit. But before you submit your essay, I want you to do 3 things for me. First, once you think you have finished editing, I want you to go back to the beginning and read your essay all the way through one last time to check for any errors. Then I want you to find a friend and I want you to read your essay out loud to someone else in your class. This will help to make sure that everything makes sense. Some of us listen better than we read, and so it's important to hear what your essay sounds like, not just to read it from paper. Last of all, I want you to look at your essay and compare it to the rubric. And I want you to make sure that you have included all of the required content and followed all of the necessary instructions. So let's check in. At this point, you should be able to do a couple of things. I want to know, can you list the steps for rewriting an essay? Think about suggestions versus corrections. Can you list the final checks before publishing? How do we make sure we have everything we need? If you can do all of those things, then it looks like you are ready to move on to the next step. So today, I'm asking you to do a couple of things. First, once you have followed those rewriting steps, once you have performed those final checks, I want you to come see me at my desk. I want to look over your essay with you one last time and make sure that you have written the best essay that you possibly can. Once you've done that, I want you to go back to your seat and I want you to click through the reflection form today. This is going to look just like the reflection from lesson 4 from peer review, but I want you to answer this question today about what you found in your final checks and what I suggested in our writing conference. Once you've done that, make any final corrections to your essay, submit, and you have officially finished your first Student's Choice Essay Unit. Congratulations, guys. Go write!